Tumelo, founder of SafeGuard, welcome to the LaunchPod, another one of the student venture series. Great to have you with us. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me, and thank you to everyone that's watching us right now.
Yeah.
Can't wait for this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So where we always like to start is tell us about SafeGuard in 2 sentences. We'll get into all the other like nice important things just now, but let's just kind of park what do you actually do? 2 sentences.
Yeah, SafeGuard Technologies is an innovative security company, and we are creating next-gen security systems, starting with autonomous drones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, like waxed it. That was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell everyone your name, Tumelo, surname.
Oh yes, my name is Tumelo Mokoena,
Yeah.
and I'm from Pretoria. Came here to study Stellenbosch, second year engineering this year.
Only second year.
Yes.
And where'd you go to school?
Hoërskool Etzig.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So second year engineering.
Yes.
Where did the inspiration of SafeGuard come from? Why, like engineering, drones, that's easy to put together. We've got drones and robots and satellites and cool
Yeah.
stuff happening. Why did you pick that? And what was the inspiration behind it?
All right. I think there was the Stellenbosch. It's actually my third year in university, but
Okay.
my first year it was my ECP year, my extended program year, to bridge into engineering. And during that year, there was the Stellenbosch Network's Ideas for Change competition.
Yeah.
They have this annual competition, and during that year, the main topics were infrastructure, and the one that interested me a lot was safety and security. And I watched the YouTube video of I forgot the YouTube channel, but they had a drone on their property drop paint on intruders, and I was like, okay, that's something quite cool. Can we possibly do that for residential area? Can we do it for bigger businesses within South Africa? And in particular that time, unfortunately, Stellenbosch was seeing a surge in crime, which resulted in a fellow student being unfortunately killed. Yeah, so it was quite a tense time in Stellenbosch. And similar to my generation, I opened up ChatGPT. Can drones work? And me and Chat just talked about this idea back and forth. And long story short, we're here today with SafeGuard Technologies. So via that inspiration to start with the Stellenbosch Network and just that ideation behind it, that really how SafeGuard was born.
Yeah, very cool. So Stellenbosch Network, for people that don't know, is it's connected to the university, but not part of the university, network of businesses in and around town that's trying to really uplift entrepreneurship in Stellenbosch as a region, not just the campus.
Definitely.
That's
yes,
awesome.
yes.
Yeah. And so that what's happening with it so far? What have you been able to develop? So there's one thing to talk about ChatGPT about something and you move from dropping paint to something.
Yeah.
Like what have you been able to build and roll out, and where could we see it?
Oh, goodness. So from ideation, I did not know the journey I was about to go on. It's been both good and, of course, quite challenging. So from winning the ideation competition,
and that was back in 2024?
2024, yes, December. So we took the prize, we registered the business. We got started making panic buttons. We bought materials for that.
So only after the prize you registered the business?
Yes.
Why not before?
I didn't know anything about business.
Okay.
Zilch. I didn't know how to navigate the CIPC. I didn't know about anything for that. I just had an idea. And what's nice about the competition, it put you to the test to get a pitch deck out. You just get started on knowing the ins and outs of a business. So luckily, we just needed to have an idea then. And so we started to register. We started making, getting panic buttons and so forth. And we entered various competitions in 2025. The biggest one that's really leading our growth this year was the Regional Innovation Challenge, in which we won a significant amount to develop our drone technology. But behind that, also, we purchased a DJI drone that we have currently, that we are flying around with, testing, braking, the fun stuff with tech, and seeing the limitations of this technology. And now this year, we're making our own drone. And not just the drone, but also a little delivery robot. So we're actually expanding our reach, not just to security, but to autonomous systems in general.
Okay, autonomous response systems,
Autonomous
or
response systems.
any autonomous system.
We're going to specialize in a lot of autonomy, but
Yeah.
particularly autonomous response.
Okay.
To get something from point A to point B
Yeah.
in a safe way and without little human interference as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of tech in there. So there's drones, you mentioned a panic button. I think there's also a bracelet somewhere.
Yeah.
And now a vehicle. How do you manage the technology and the fun? Because like boys love their toys.
Yes,
I also love my toys.
definitely, yes.
So boys and their toys, and engineers especially love their
Yeah.
toys. And then what is useful for people that to use and to buy and all of that. So what have you built, and how are you managing the utility, so to speak, of what the market's actually asking you for?
All right. So which is nice that we actually got a DJI drone.
Yeah.
Because we could then map out, is what we're building needed in the market? 100%. Farmers in particular, rural areas, the response doesn't get to them in time. So the drone that we currently have, we've been using to test that around, but it was quite limited. We couldn't autonomize it to the way that we wanted. It needed still a human to launch.
Yeah.
It couldn't connect to the panic button that we had, and which is what we want to remove the phone aspect from. If you're in trouble, you can run to a panic button or have a panic button on you and press it, or in your household, in certain areas, townships within South Africa. So this year, we've started designing and ordering parts. We're currently ordering parts, and I think any tech founder can relate. Ordering tech, batteries and stuff to South Africa is a headache.
Yeah.
But we're currently making a drone that will be more autonomous than the drone that we currently have, that can be linked to a panic button, and from that test drone, link to the market expectations on what they want from this technology. So we've definitely seen that there's a need, and from that test drone, we're building a drone that can meet those demands that the current drone cannot meet. And then we happened to meet another founder that's doing deliveries, trying to, I think, go into the e-commerce space. And we are making them not a drone at least, but a small delivery ground robot that can take a meal from the Nielsen Student Center and deliver it to any res within Stellenbosch. And we're also currently in the designing phase of that. Something I didn't understand, but tech takes long to make, unfortunately. And what was the turning point is I could not do this alone. I got a team. We're currently, including me, a team of 5.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We have computer science, Zinzi. We have Alex and Isa, engineers, and we have Hanga, who really helps us stay on the safe side of the legal space, because tech also has legal implications. And
you can't just fly a drone wherever you want to.
Yeah, not at all. So I managed to get a team to help us then go from the test drone, see what's needed in the market, and from that market, build with that team to meet market expectations.
Yeah. Maybe a little more you and Tumelo, and like some things to unpack of why you've been able to do so much here. Why did you come to Stellenbosch instead of Tux, great university, or Wits down the road, great university? There's so many choices between Cape Town and Pretoria that you could have picked. Why did you come here?
I think number one, I think everyone wants to go away from home for a bit. I was like, I needed to.
My mom kicked me out. She's like, you will not stay at home. You must go out there and grow up.
Yes, I think I also had a similar, but my mom wanted me to stay, but I was like, no. I want to go and do my own thing.
So they wanted you to go to Tux or TUT or something.
Yeah, and then the second factor was funding. I actually got a bursary to study at Stellenbosch. So I think that
Awesome.
sealed the deal at home that,
Yeah.
yes, I'm coming here.
In the ECP program or for your engineering degree?
From the ECP program.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so I got the bursary and I was like, we're definitely coming here.
Mm.
And I think that was not a mistake because I don't think SafeGuard would exist. The atmosphere that's around here, the support, the LaunchLab, the Stellenbosch Network, it's really been amazing. SafeGuard would not have existed.
Yeah.
And the growth that I've seen would not have happened if I didn't come here.
Yeah. So like unpack some of that. Obviously you're from Pretoria. You have friends that stayed there, friends that have gone to other places in the country. From what you hear of their experience on their campuses versus your experience here, what are those key differences that have made this environment prime for you and team and SafeGuard to actually flourish and do what you've done?
I think the main difference from any other place my friends are from where because I've went to the various universities, is that Stellenbosch is made for students. It revolves around students.
As the town.
The town. As well as just everything that's around us, the businesses, the people are all focused on what the students need, what the students want. And that makes it a place to thrive for certain people that want to do anything. I think there's a song, it's the New York song. I forgot how it's with Alicia Keys and so forth. I feel like Stellenbosch is like the New York. You can be anything you want here.
Yeah.
And we just happen to choose engineering and entrepreneurship.
Not Joburg, not Cape Town City Bowl.
And for tech in particular, Stellenbosch is, I don't know, the place to be. There's a lot of tech startups, a lot of tech successes that come out of here. And the entrepreneurship circle here is really, really made for you to flourish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's very concentrated.
Definitely, yes.
So the stat could be out of date, stand to be corrected, but Stellenbosch as the town, but also Franschhoek-en-Paarl as the kind of metro area, is the 20th highest concentration of dollar millionaires in the world.
Wow.
And I think just saying, and a lot of those are entrepreneurs. It's not that they're a bank CEO that live here. We have one of those, but he's more of an entrepreneur now and venture investor.
Yeah.
But I think that the concentration of interesting people, smart people, influence, and the students and the vibe and all of that you guys create, it's like this interesting little mix of possibility if you can get it all together.
Yes, a beautiful mix. And it's quite crazy how this place can make it all mixed together and that you can literally go out there and do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And recruiting the rest of your team, how did you, like a single founder is probably the worst thing, even if you're really, really smart. Like being alone in the slog and it's just you trying to do everything. How have you been able to assemble that team together? And what were some of the keys to attracting people? Because it's not like you're paying people.
Yeah, not yet, unfortunately. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
I think if you quite remember it, with me just being one last year, I managed to do a lot, but I hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
I hit a ceiling and I realized that I need a team. I'm only a first-year engineer. Last year I was a first-year engineer. I don't have all the tech knowledge. I am drowning in figuring out the legal aspect of this thing of drones because it's not straightforward, unfortunately. So I sent out applications. I advertised applications, and then we had I think I had over 100 applications.
Oh, wow.
To SafeGuard from the faculty.
And was it clear you didn't have money?
Yeah, clear. It was like it's not paid, guys, not anything.
Yeah.
So I think these just.
Did you do a hackathon like Zuckerberg in that movie Social Network, like get people to come together and do some stuff? And
oh yeah, so so we did the application. So everyone sent in their CVs and whatever, and then again me and Chad, so we went through everyone's things together. So we went through applications, we did interviews, and the particular thing I was looking for, you can teach anyone anything. Tech can be learned. Everything can be learned. I was looking for people that can fit into a startup culture and have that passion that we have.
Yeah.
And I think I was very lucky. The 4 people I got are people that go above and beyond what I asked for them. They do their own stuff, and they've managed to recruit other engineers that are with us as volunteers to help us build these 2 products that we want to launch this year. And I think what really attracted them to SafeGuard, and I think in general, is that engineers want to build. I think in South Africa,
You want to play with toys.
well, yes. And what's happening in industry is that a lot of us end up going to finance and stuff, and we don't use our degrees, but because industry hasn't been that attractive, but clearly within the faculty, these are want to build, even if you're not getting paid. But these are want to sit and figure out how to do one of the most difficult things in the world, which is make something think for itself. And just by that, the building this product, I think it has been able to attract top tier talent from the A students to the C students that build in their little room. It's been able to attract all kinds of people, and they just want to solve this problem and see a product out in the sky or on the street.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so also, I think it's interesting how close decision makers are here and how close it is to get access to a customer that can do something. What's been some of your experience just getting traction of, like, you're a second year student? What do you actually know? And there's that narrative, and we know you know a lot.
Yeah.
And then getting people to give you money and try out what you're talking about, and like, what traction have you been able to get, and why has Stellenbosch as a town and area been key to that?
Yeah, I think it just referenced back to what I mentioned at the beginning, that when I started this thing, I didn't know that it would get to this stage. And it's just been showing up to a lot of the events.
Yeah.
By the LaunchLab, by the Stellenbosch Network.
How many events have you showed up to?
I think last year, I don't know how I passed my modules last year, but I was showing up here
You were here all the time.
All the time. And
and if there was a pitch to be had, there's a drone there.
There was a drone. I was there. Unfortunately, didn't have a drone last year.
But
towards the end
SafeGuard was there, and we were talking about drones.
Yes, we were. I was always there, and from those various things, opportunities started to open up. I connected to certain people. I started talking to certain people, and therefore that created our traction. I think the biggest one is that we're in a testing phase with our campus security. We have a preliminary, we're in preliminary discussions to get this thing up, provided that we get these certain certificates to fly the drone safely. There's been various landowners within Stellenbosch that want this technology. A group of farmers, actually, I think it was Monday. I got contacted, and they want to set a meeting up for us to help them deploy this technology on their land. So and I got that contact via meeting someone from here. So it's from attending those things, I was able to get contacts, and then it cascaded. It has a mind of its own now, and putting yourself out there, telling your idea again and again and again, even if you're not successful, there are so many people here that are listening. And when the times are right, they come. I think a lot of things just pop out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, guys, we actually have a new lead. We have a new lead here. Some leads die, and a lot of leads die, and that's just the nature of business. But I think that the more you show up, the more opportunity comes. And clearly, now that we're making something, we have traction, we have letters of intent to deploy our technology. I think all those failures were quite... They really taught us, and it taught me a lot. But from those failures, I got other things. It was not the money at that point, but it was someone that could connect you to the money.
So let's chase that a little bit. So you started 2024 with this idea, and you and Chat were having chats, and then you came up with this thing, and then 2025 it was just you a bit towards the end of the year, or somewhere in there you started accumulating people.
Yes.
We've had another conversation with another student founder that it's like every competition she shows up to, she wins.
Yes.
But it hasn't been the case with you. You won one or placed in one.
So the ones that we were placed on one, So it was first the Stellenbosch Ideas for Change.
Yeah.
Then it was the next major one was the Nedbank Youth X competition, in which we got
That's right.
8th place.
Okay.
But I think that was quite good because there was 1,000+ applications
Okay,
to
yeah.
that. And we got flown out to
But
Johannesburg. That was
place.
quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's 8th.
Eighth.
We wanted I think it was a 100K, but we only got a certain amount from that. And then the next one that we're running through this year was the Regional Innovation Challenge. And even that, we didn't win. We were second place.
Yeah.
SafeGuard doesn't win any.
Who was first place?
There was an amazing founder. She's working on a non-profit that helps homeless people buy food without the need to give them money.
Okay.
So it's via, I think, a coupon, something like that.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Yeah, she had traction. I think she was already making money. I think that's what was quite. Just were like, yes.
Yeah.
And
but all of that, like, it's lots of competitions, lots of events, lots of disappointment, and like, what in all of that, how do you persevere? You said keep showing up.
Yeah.
And how do you just keep showing up with,
Yeah.
like, you're 2 years into this thing and you're smiling and you have energy and like, we're getting this done, but it's been a slog. How do you maintain that optimism?
I think when one thing doesn't work out, something else always shows up. So immediately after we don't do something, I get an email, something like, oh guys, we're not working on this. But other than that, I feel like I think my degree has taught me a lot. I don't know how many times I've failed there, but regardless of
like
how
actually failed.
Not fail the module, but like, like you fail a test, or like you get back a mark and you're like, wow, I worked so hard on this, but I did not. The results aren't showing. I think that's what engineering teaches you. And one thing during our ECP year we learned is that the majority of people that were successful in the degree were not necessarily the ones that had the highest matric results. Actually, the contrary. The ones who got in with the bare minimum were more successful in that they knew to persevere more. They knew they got bad marks in high school and they fixed it up. As opposed to top students, always good results. They get the shock of their lives when they get here and they don't know how to push by that. So I think it's just you shouldn't lose energy. The more if you keep putting in the energy, keep putting the work. I have a belief I keep telling myself since high school that hard work always pays off. Maybe it might not be in the way that you thought it would, but it does always pay off. I still go by that till this day. It's something I always tell myself, and it always lands up to be true.
Yeah, I've read things and heard things in places where it talks about the A students are the ones doing well, like the students here that are like 90% plus in like everything, which the special people. And maybe you're one of those that's also 90 something.
Oh, I wish.
But it's funny, the people that are B and C students are always the one that excel, and the A students are ones just behind them professionally when you get into real life, because you know how to work with people. You didn't spend your entire student career in a lab or at a computer, but you were out, you were catering, you were hanging with people, you were being social, because that's also part of it.
It definitely is part of it. And what I tried to find was like the middle side. I didn't want to be like the other guys that said, you don't need university, just start a business and go out there. And I didn't want to be like the other guys, which like education, education, education. I wanted to find the middle ground. And I think I'm doing two of the hardest things ever, trying to get an engineering degree and trying to get a tech startup off the ground.
And not be distracted in a town like Stellenbosch.
And not be So it's I'm trying to do the impossible, but I feel like for me that's fun. And even if at the end of the day we don't go anywhere, we're building something amazing with this group of people. It's something nice to show on my CV, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's just I'm enjoying the process, the highs and the lows. Yeah.
So what traction, I know there's been some talks with like maybe the campus or the municipality, or so you talk about the farms.
Yeah.
How many of those do you have that are like, we just need to get the drone out, and like letters of intent or anything signed, just to be like there's tangible traction of sorts?
So the one with the campus is quite tangible. So we met with them. We set out a point plan on testing, and they were like, sure, you guys can do this. we just need to get our liability insurance as well as permission from municipality to fly. And of course, building our drone as soon as our drone is done. So that is solid. That will be tested on campus. Then there's the landowner in Wellington, and not the ones in Stellenbosch, in Wellington, also gave us a letter of intent. He says, once you guys have this, I will deploy your technology. So we have two firm ones.
Get the technology, we will deploy it.
We will deploy it. So we have two firm ones, and then the other ones we're still in discussion and trying to tell them, don't bet on the big companies, bet on us. And hopefully we can convince them to look at the student startup.
Very cool. So this year, next year, what does it look like? You need to finish a degree.
Yes.
I'm at Stellenbosch University. I can't be like, just quit. I need to make sure. I'm saying finish your degree, encouraging you in that way and your team. Where do you guys see this going while you're students? And are you starting to dream of how this evolves after? Is it just a fun project and that? Or like, what's kind of the vision of where this could go? Where are you guys dreaming?
Yeah, definitely. So we are dreaming for 2028 into 2029. We want to have a mini factory. We want to start producing these drones, sending them out to be deployed in various aspects within South Africa and the SADC region.
Yeah.
So we don't want this to just be a mini project that we leave when we get there. We want to have something tangible that we can come and work for and we can build together.
You're job creators as students.
100%.
Awesome.
So that is what we are actively working towards, and which is why the pace that we're working on increased this year, because we made that active decision that we want to get there. And so this year, what this entails is that we're launching our two products in winter, just before our exams, end of September. So so those two products will be out. And then we want to start testing on campus and testing in Wellington to deploy this technology. And from there, expand our contacts and make our technology more efficient past our MVP. And so that's what we're looking towards.
So by September, two products are up and running and ready to deploy, with revenue realized early next year.
That is what we're working towards, yes.
Awesome. That you kind of stole my thunder of my kind of let's close it out question. Maybe I'll ask it in a different way. So if that's your desires for the next year, and you'll get to something else, 28 and 29 are a little more intangible because you still have some places to go.
Yes.
What do you need for that to be realized at this time next year?
The revenue generation, essentially.
So you have products to build, there's LOIs that are there, but you need to meet those requests and all that. What do you need to actually get there?
So luckily we have sufficient, or one a tight budget, but we have budget to build our drone, quite sufficient, and the other product. But they're going to be MVP level. So we would then require a bit more funding to get these things a bit more market ready, but they can be used for testing, which is that we're so happy. We're going to the next phase of a tech company, which is the testing of your product in real world situations. And I think the main thing, which is our do or die, we have great tech, which we're making. We have great people. We have the letter of intent. It is the legal aspect. We need to sort out our licensing, and it's not even money right now. It's sorting out our licensing and making sure that we are compliant with the law to deploy our technology. That would be our make or break to revenue generation next year.
Students often overlook that thing. It's like, no, we just hoy stuff and like we're doing things and whatever law and policy and university rules, and we're just going to do stuff. That's more mature than a second year to be thinking about those things.
Definitely, especially since we want to deploy for money commercially and would be ready with our tech this year. We must just meet the legal aspect. But other than that, I believe we just have to make sure our thing flies and doesn't fall down from the sky. Other than that, I can't wait to see what next year holds.
Maybe let me ask a closing question different from what I normally do. So a reason I wake up every morning is I want to be part of creating an innovation economy in Africa. With Europe and America, they're like, that's an oxymoron. I believe that's false.
Yeah.
I can see it. I know that we can. So my question with that as the background is like, I'm not saying you can't do it, but the narrative of like the jewel car, if you know that story,
Yeah.
where we try to create an EV, there's that failure in a way, but then you have things like CubeSpace that's also here, and they're like, they employ 80 people building satellites, thousands flying in space right now.
Yeah.
So between those two, how do you engage the naysayers of why are you building autonomous delivery robots? Why are you building them? Why are you building a drone? We can buy them in China or whatever that
Right,
is.
yes.
There's also Melovans down the road that's building EVs for last mile delivery. Like we've shown we can do it. How do you engage that narrative of why build your own drone? Just buy them in from China and do the flying part.
100%. What we see with these are what we want to accomplish as SafeGuard. We want to deploy in a way that is more than what's currently out there. We can buy a 500K DJI enterprise solution and deploy. We don't have the money, number one, and we want to scale in such a way that we produce a large amount of drones, and we want to get Africa to the place in which we are self-sufficient. Even with the small delivery robot, we can buy it as well, but it's relatively expensive, and it's only the big players that's going to be able to get that. So what we want to do is we're creating technology for Africa, for middle income countries, so that they can be deployed on large scale cheaply. So we're trying to make them better, we're trying to make them cheaper, and we're trying to make them faster.
Yeah.
That is our goal as SafeGuard, and which is why we're pushing for this thing. And I don't think that's something that should just be, we can buy. No, we can make it here cheaper, faster, and better, and be a part of that conversation with these big countries such as China and America and Europe.
Yeah, back that 100%.
Yeah.
We've shown that it can happen
Yes.
from here especially, so back that 100%.
Amazing, yes.
Awesome, yeah. Tumelo, thanks for joining on the LaunchPod, and we're
you so
looking
much.
forward to seeing what you guys do in the next year.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, we're going to be seeing drones fly around, tracking students walking from events here back to their res.
And hopefully we can deliver you some food as well.
Please, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.